People. We apologize for the very late start. I stinkered and hooked. I stinkered and hooked, people. I set an alarm and I overslept by 30 minutes. Oh my God. I stinker and hooked. But besides all of that, people, we are here. We are here. Zahir is here. And I'll be asking the man some questions. Because, this man is a FC Bayern fan. And he's an Al Hilal fan. I don't know much about Al Hilal, but he will be telling me about Al Hilal. I know, I know a little bit, I say a decent amount of FC Bayern because I know my club beat FC Bayern to win a treble.
Okay.
Although I wasn't born that year, but
Okay.
my uncle told
Right.
me my uncle told me about the treble. My uncle told me about the treble. So bro, you guys have about 110 trophies.
Yeah.
110 trophies. 35 Bundesliga titles, right?
34. 34.
34 Bundesliga titles. And yeah, man, the Rheindeuter, the space investigator,
Interpreter right there.
the interpreter, the space interpreter, Thomas Muller has left.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it has, man.
how do you feel about that one, bro?
To
So how
sum
you
things up, what a guy, bro. Like Donkey, you see, Donkey in the background, Donkey Miller, bro. You know what I mean? Like, there's
mm,
nothing else I can tell you other than that. Now, in regards to Muller, um, I have to say, I feel like he's one of those players that in history, I mean, he'll be respected more. Um, but whenever you watch the game, not many fans would give him enough respect only because he's not one of them guys that had technical ability. And we live in an age where technical ability is the best looking thing. GA is the best looking thing. The funny thing about GA, if you look through the assist record and the
hmm
goal scoring record in history, and funny enough, these two players actually retired in the same time. Or not retired, but they left their clubs at the same time. Retired is not the word.
mm.
Muller had better stats in regards to GA than Kevin De Bruyne.
Yes, bro. Let me tell you something, right?
This guy was
Let
everywhere.
let
People
me
don't
tell
get
you
it.
something. Let me tell you something. What I like about Thomas Muller, right? The fact that Thomas Muller never gave up, bro.
Mm-mm.
The fact that
Yeah.
he grew up. I think he grew up right outside of Munchen.
Yeah.
He grew up right outside of Munchen, and the fact that a lot of people never really expect him to do much. The fact that people thought that um he was a failure because I forgot the name of the coach before Van Gaal. They didn't want to give him a chance, so they sent him back to the academy. And when Van Gaal came, Van Gaal
So
gave
I
gave
think
him
you talk about Hagen.
his wife. Oh, your
Oh, my
Wi-Fi,
bad.
your Wi-Fi
No,
stinker
yeah,
and
my
hook.
my wife is moving like that, man. I think you talk about Hagel. I think you talk about
Yes,
Hagel.
yes. And Van Gaal gave him his start, and boom, start clicking, start clicking, bro. So the space interpreter, man. Hey, what does that mean? Cause when I heard the Rheindeuter, because I have a friend that lives in Germany, so I asked her, yo, what is a Rheindeuter? She's like, huh? What? Like, I never heard of that. So I said, you never heard of that. So I sent him, I sent her the, sorry, I sent her the clip when Thomas Muller said that in German, right? And she's like, oh, okay, yes, I know this guy. I know this guy.
Yeah, Raumdeuter. Yeah,
Yeah,
Raumdeuter.
yeah.
Because
So
when you say Raumdeuter, they don't understand it like that. They understand it as a Raumdeuter.
Yeah, Raunduta. So I understand a little German, bro. A little bit of German, not a
Yeah,
lot. Maybe like a
yeah,
small little tat. But for me, I always want to visit Germany. By the way,
yes, yeah. So do I,
um,
but I haven't gone. Imagine as a Bayern fan, I've never been. But my
really,
dad, yeah, yeah. But my dad has, my brother has, my mom,
wow.
everyone in the family, but me. Realistically, me and my younger brother, we've never. Thing is with me,
Uh
actually,
huh.
my older brother, he went in a Germany trip and he did pay a visit to the arena. My
Mm.
dad, he used to go for businesses and all, and sometimes he'd visit my grandmother. And because I believe at one point my grandmother used to go to some like hospital in Germany because Germany is good for medical
Mhm. Mhm.
facilities at all. And my dad stopped by München, and I remember I was watching the game live. Um, it was, I believe, in 2015. It was Bayern versus Werder Bremen, and we won like 6-0. And then
Mhm.
that same day, my dad's at the Allianz Arena buying shirts and merch for me and all. I'm like, I was overwhelmed, you know what I mean?
Mm.
So, yeah, man. It's things like these that just get you, like, you know what I mean? Makes you like believe. And the good thing about it is, my dad got me a Muller shirt and my younger brother a Robin shirt. Two of my
Mm.
favorite players. Like,
So what do you think about Schweinsteiger?
oh, bro, that guy, he also don't get talked about enough, bro. That guy, like, you know what it is with him? He's one of those midfielders that he, yeah, I wouldn't say he's a pure six.
Mhm.
Um, I'd say he's like a machine of a midfielder. He runs back, wins the ball. You know what I mean? Will put his body on the line. Will creates chances as well. Um, I feel like the only reason he got underrated, especially legacy wise, is because of his stint at Man United. I feel
Yes,
like
I was just about to say that. I
I
just about
think
to
his
say that.
stint at Man United ruined his legacy.
I was just about to say that because Jose didn't want him to train with the first team. He had to train with the under 16s. I remember that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember like his first not great of a year at Bayern was the year before you got him.
Mm.
And that even then he was not starting a lot. He was like playing here and there, being rotated. But you
Mhm.
can tell he started being very slow. And then he joins you guys, and I mean, he didn't look that great, in my opinion. He had like
Mhm.
on the
Wi-Fi
fair play.
sticker and hooked again.
Yeah, just like Schweinsteiger at United, bro. No, but
Yeah.
you know what? No, no, but on a real though, that guy is also a legend. You know, as well, he was so close to leaving Bayern, and remember, there's no Fabrizios, there's none of this stuff, right?
Mhm.
It's just literally instant move, happen, done. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Schweinsteiger literally announced that he extended the contract after we won the league once.
Mm.
That's when you know this guy bleeds Bayern like that. Like even though he
So
didn't start his career at Bayern.
so let me ask you a question, right? Right? Out of all the Bundesliga's titles, FC Bayern has won. What's the most memorable title because you could you see them lift?
For me, the most memorable one will always be, and maybe because it comes along with the fact that we won the treble. It has
Mhm.
to be the 2020. Personally, 2013 is another a good season, obviously. But
Mhm.
if I had to mention a season in which we won the Bundesliga, and listen, I mean, don't get it twisted. That season was an awful season, but that final day alone, the only thing that made it memorable was Robin and Ribery's last game. Um,
Mm.
and there was also one of Lam's final game. But even though like those seasons weren't like great, like I'm even the one that Lam and Chabi Alonso left, like they were like the days like the Robin Ribery final day or the Lam Chabi Alonso final days. Lam more so. than Alonso.
Mm.
Seeing the fact that they were lifting the trophy, the occasion, it was all about them, not really so about the trophy. Like that Robin Ribery game, realistically, we had to win that or we lost the league. But
Exactly.
it somehow still managed to be about Ribery and Robin. And we got the job done, and they both scored their goals, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Speaking of Rubery, Mr. Scarface. Yo, so what you think the controversy between him and CR7, bro? Because I was just dying, bro. I was just dying, bro, when I seen that. Yo, Don C, bless
Yeah,
up
big
Don
up Don,
C.
my G, man.
Yeah.
But listen, Ribery, I'm not gonna lie, I'm on the side of my guy Ribery, man. Um, but I will also say, um, there have been times in which. So here's the thing, right? Ronaldo, what Ronaldo's saying, half the time happens, but then when
Mm-hmm.
what the time happens, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But the reason
Mm-hmm.
why I started with Ribery, because let's be honest, that year specifically, even though Ronaldo and Messi were top two, I did say top three, top two, um, and as well as Ribery barely scored any goals in the Champions League or assisted any goals in the Champions League knockout stages. I think people need to understand the way Ribery was playing football, bro. He put Messi on the fucking ground, bro. Man was cooking Juve, Valencia, Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund. He even assisted the Robins goal. Like, you know what I mean? He was impacting games like nobody else, unless your name is a Messi or a prime Ronaldo could. You get me?
bro,
Or a Neymar could.
bro. One of
That
the
what
things
he was doing, bro. Like he was one of those players that, like GA can't buy. Bro,
Wi-Fi
it's just
stinker and hooked again. Yeah, but one thing I like about Rubery, right? Bro, when you need him to show up, he showed up. And Rubery said it himself. He didn't really like scoring goals, but if he has to score a goal, he score a goal, bro. You feel me? He said it himself, and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the
But that's
fact
why he and
that
Robin complemented one another. That's why he
yep,
and Robin complemented.
yep.
And so, yeah,
Bless up yourself, Ray. Bless up yourself, Ray. And the fact that I didn't know that Rubery was Muslim. I
he
never
was,
knew that.
he
I
was.
never knew that because trust me, I watched a documentary about him and his life. I never knew he played at Galatasaray. I'm like, wait a minute, when did this man play at Galatasaray? So
He played Marseille too.
yes, and he played at Marseille. So I'm just like, you know what, brother, I respect you, and I think his last team he ever played for was Fiorentina.
Fiorentina, and I think he played in Torino in the end as well.
Yeah. So I gotta show respect where respect is due, bro. Because this man had lift trophies in his career, and whenever you needed him to show up, he showed up. I never really hear of him complaining about this and that. He was a good servant for FC Bayern, you know.
Yeah.
So so what you think about Hansi Flick? What do you think about Hansi Flick? Because I know Hansi Flick helped out win a treble.
Yeah, man. I'm by the way, Barsha fans, you're welcome. For us even discovering him, because
Mm,
this guy, um, I will say, he was the only thing he really done had Germany in 2014, but as an assistant coach.
uh-huh.
Um, and he was an assistant coach under Niko Kovac. If you remember, we beat Tottenham 7-2.
Mm,
But in our league run, we weren't that good. Like we was
mm,
not getting the results that we need. I remember we beat Spurs, and then I think in the following game we lost it. We met in the league. Like it was not the best scenario. And even the season prior, by the way, it was awful with Kovac. So then we lose 5-1 in the Bundesliga against Frankfurt, and Kovac gets sacked. And
mm.
the funny thing is, Niko Kovac used to coach Frankfurt. That's the funny thing, and that was his last opponent, right? So then, So he gets sacked, and they decide to give Flick the interim job. It wasn't a permanent; it was just an interim job. And
Mm-hmm.
he had a slow start. He had a kind of a slow start. But one thing you noticed is the sign of like, and I think this is kind of undervalued in today's football. And maybe this is why with company, a lot of our players and fans are happy with them, I guess, is the
Mm.
whole unity thing, this, which is why I've always said when I criticize by like I get it, you know what I mean? But not just the unity thing, you notice that the football was actually starting to flow over each game going by. Whether and we only I think lost once or twice before we went on a crazy run in the league and in the Champions League, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And when we did that, then COVID hit, and then we somehow decided because of our insane run that we'll give him the job. And even during COVID, we just went on a run that nobody can even touch. I actually knew that we were going to win the Champions League from when we beat Chelsea 3-0.
Mm. Mm.
I'm like, we're inevitable.
Yeah, and this person right here, his name is Ray. He lives in Manchester, 20 minutes from drive from Old Trafford, and he said he and Robin to me are some of the best wingers I've ever seen in years. And
Yeah,
thi- and
yeah,
thi- and this person has been a Man United fan longer than me. This person right here, Ray, seen my club lift every single trophy. I want to
yeah.
see us lift 10 Premier League titles and one Champions League. He's seen it. He's seen everything. Um, let's see. He was in the French squad
Yeah, he
that got
was,
to the
and
final.
he
Yes,
scored a
yes,
goal. He scored a
yes,
goal, I believe, in one of the World Cup games.
yes.
I don't remember which
So
one it was
so
exactly.
so 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 like how we're on the state of World Cup, right? Thomas Muller, Schweinsteiger, and a player I'm surprised y'all sold that went to Real Madrid and just cooked at Madrid. How do you feel when Tony Cruz left?
I mean, there's so many other players that's German that I mean done well that World Cup. But to Anthony Cruz,
Hmm.
um, yeah, listen, Oli Hones just messed up big time, man. And this is the problem with Oli Hones. Our by the way, he's our supervisory leader. So we have a
Hmm.
board and we have a supervisory board. It's him and Kahan Rummenigge, our legends that become leading members of the club that revolutionized the club basically.
Hmm.
Over time, they've given like a specific role above everybody else. Those guys, um, I have to say, and Tona specifically with Tony Cruz, he messed up big time because he didn't want to pay Cruz the wages that Cruz deemed that he deserved. He did a lot for
Wi
Bayern. It was not like one of
Wi-Fi stinker and hook.
there you go. I'm about.
Yeah, you're back. Yeah, I'm
I'm
telling you,
about.
man. Yeah, you're back, man. Your Wi-Fi don't like you, bro. What
They
did you
don't
do
like
to
me.
you? What do you do your Wi-Fi company, bro? What did they do to you?
I
Or what did
bro,
you do to them?
bro. I need to, bro. I've been complaining everywhere, bro. But I listen. When you complain and you nobody trying to help you, you're finished. But as I was saying,
Hmm.
um, yeah, listen, um, yeah, it's just one of those with Kroos that we didn't pay him the money and he was consistent for Bayern, and then he goes to the other side and cooks, man. So we had to hold it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
bro. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
he wasn't even asking for too much, by the way. That's the mad thing. He wasn't even asking for too much. Because remember,
Mm,
football back then it wasn't the same as how it is today.
exactly,
So
exactly,
it's one of them ones, bro.
exactly. I just remember that Nunez played the
Oh,
Bayern Munich
he
match,
was pretty good.
and it
He was pretty
almost, yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, bro. All right, all right, all right. That's Alkavin in the chat.
good. Yeah,
After the stream here, I'm supposed to do something with him on his channel. So yeah, so yeah, bro. That Tony Cruz, bro. Tony Cruz, bro. Oh my God, bro. Like I like Real Madrid because of CR7. Feel me? Because of CR7 is why I like Real Madrid. And then Tony Cruz just came in and just I'm like, wow, wow, just what happened? What happened? What happened to this? Right? I said, where was this missing piece all along? Where was this missing piece all along? And yeah, man, FC Bayern. I have to say this, y'all messed up big time by letting a gem like Cruz go. Now he retired, and Angelotti got sacked. Now Angelotti is in Brazil, and Xavi Alonso is now the head coach. But let's see how all of that happens. But let's get back to FC Bayern. You know what I like about FC Bayern, bro? You guys, the fans own like 50% of the club.
51. But I
51.
mean, so it's there's 51%, 51 plus 50 plus one rule, right? So it's 51% technically for fans
Yeah,
owning
yeah,
clubs minimum. However, with Bayern, in our case, we own 75%, and then the rest is like scattered to 8%. So you have Audi, Adidas, Allianz, all 8%
yeah.
owning.
I, 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 which one are you reading? Which one are you reading?
Oh no, I'm not reading. No, no, no. I'm just saying they
Oh,
all.
sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, so I like that because, bro, at least your fans is a part of the club. It's like to me, like they have a say on what goes on the club. I don't know much about if they have a say on signings, players coming in, but your fans have a say. You get what I'm saying? Unlike my club that owns by the cancerous Glazers, and now this Jim the Rat guy.
yeah,
But it's not about Man United. But I just like the fact that boom, you guys own 51%, and so to me that's very impressive because to me that gives show that the fans have a say on something. So if the board does not do something that the fans don't like, the fans will get on the board. I like that. I like that, bro.
yeah. No, I
So
hear it. I hear it. But I will say though, lately that's not been what's been. That's not how things been going about. I do have to say that.
Wi-Fi stinker and hook people. Yeah,
Oh,
oh my God, people. Zahir's Wi-Fi don't like him, people.
yeah, I
They
don't
work.
like.
They're working against him today, people. Hey, I'm not gonna
Bro,
lie.
they've been
This is a
working
lie.
against me for weeks. I don't know what I have to do anymore, bro. You know,
Yeah, I think you might need to get a Wi-Fi booster.
bro. The thing is, I'm connecting a LAN cable to an antenna, and that's not doing me enough. I don't know what I have to do, bro. Maybe maybe I have to go get myself a portable Wi-Fi. And maybe use that specifically for YouTube. I don't
But but
know.
but you know what for me, like my Wi-Fi router is right against the wall next to me, and my computer is right here, so it's not too far. It's
Oh no,
very
for me, my
it's very
Wi-Fi. So for me, my Wi-Fi is downstairs because the Wi-Fi is for the entire household, isn't it?
bro. So you need a Wi-Fi booster. You need a booster
And then I have a
because
LAN cable connected to that router, but the problem, and it's all the way up here, was connected to the antenna. But for some reason, the
uh-huh.
upload is awful when I check the speed testing, but the download is all right. So if I download something, it's all good. So it's just
Bro,
upload.
bro, this is what you need. You need a Wi-Fi booster. Once you get that Wi-Fi booster, you're not gonna have that problem because I used to live somewhere before I had the same issue. It's the location where you at. Once I got the Wi-Fi booster, works works.
I'll try to look for Wi-Fi boosters around. Maybe that should help. I'll look
Mm,
for around in bookstores or something.
mm. Not bookstore.
No, 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 no. You know why? Because we have a bookstore. No, no, no. Do you know why? Because we have a bookstore that has electronics as well.
Oh, come on! I'm like bookstore. What do you mean? What's the man talking about? Bookstore.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
because we have. It's weird. We have some bookstores that sell gadgets, by the way, and games. Yeah,
really,
yeah, yeah.
really. So
So
listen. You man over there are oil lords, so y'all could do whatever y'all want over there. Y'all live very privileged over there. You and Alkavin have maids, guards, and friggin' drivers,
oh
while,
God.
while I'm over here in the West struggling and all of this
Oh
nonsense.
God, bro, these
You
things
you
are normal, man. I swear to God, it's not
these
one of
things are these things are not normal for me, bruv. I have to make my own bed. I have to clean my own place.
the.
I have to do my own laundry. That's normal. Normal. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's normal over here. I don't know about normal
But,
over there.
bro, you know what I want you to do? You gonna spend. I'm gonna spend 7 days in your house, and you're gonna spend 7 days in my house.
No
And
problem.
then
Hey,
when it's
listen, I'll go. My brother lives in America right now, bro. I'll go to America and I'll borrow his apartment. I don't mind. He come back here and I'll go there. I can switch with him
oh
perfectly.
oh, so you have family that live over here,
I have a family. I have a brother that lives in Arizona.
bro. Arizona.
Yeah.
You know how hot Arizona is.
Oh yeah. I've been there before, man. Bro, it's hella hot. But I'll tell you something. The heat in Arizona ain't nothing compared to over here, bro. I'll tell you that right now, bro.
Wow. Yeah. So, ask you a question. Would your brother move back to luxury or stay over here with us?
Brother, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think he would mind moving back, bro. But then again, he don't mind staying in America neither, so it don't matter to him. Like with my brother's one of them ones, it don't matter. Like knowing him,
Mm,
like you know what I mean?
mm,
It don't matter.
mm.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So like how FC Bayern has won the Bundesliga, right? With Harry Kane, by the way, with the new manager Vincent Company.
Yeah.
So what's the next trajectory or expectation you have for Company?
To be honest, bro, it's very simple. Um, Obviously the Bundesliga is a must. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I want more than a Bundesliga. I need a double. We haven't
Mm-hmm.
won a DFB Pokal in so long.
Mm-hmm.
And Champions League we haven't won since 2020. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's about time. Now that we've won the Bundesliga, now we've got Kane a trophy. Okay, great. Yeah. Even though realistically the guy should be gone and get Gyökeres since he's available. But we have Kane, fine. Not the worst scenario in the world. He's still one of the best strikers in the world. I'm not gonna deny that. Um, you still need to now you still need to go get like more than just a Bundesliga. Kick him on. That should kick him and everybody else on to winning more than just the league. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's one of them. Yeah, I know. I've heard. I've heard he's looking like you're gonna get him somehow, which I mean is mad because you have no Europe, but these mine don't.
It's the
Like,
pool, bro. It's the heritage, you know. It's the heritage. The heritage. That's
can I tell you something? Can I tell you something though? If you guys don't get him, I
yeah,
wouldn't be shocked if he stayed and we somehow took advantage the following summer.
bro. I don't. Bro, anything is possible, bro. Because
Yeah,
I want.
but obviously, if let's be honest, if United go for him and he wants to go, he's going United like I said. So
Hmm.
yeah, hammer him and all them. But I'm just saying, hypothetically, if he did stay at Sporting, I wouldn't be shocked if the following summer, then yeah, or even in the winter window. Was someone in the chat who was do you? Oh, there was a chat guy. Okay, bro, I'll be real about this whole Farmers League talk, and this is just how I view it. If we're
Bullshit to
not being
me.
disingenuous, if we're being disingenuous, right? That's what you would say. Um, but in reality, winning a Bundesliga is like winning a Prem. It's like winning a Serie A. It's like winning a La Liga. It's like winning League On. Yeah, you're winning a league that represents your country, a first division that represents your country. You understand? So I never understood this whole thing of like, oh, well, my league, for example, when, for example, I'm going to compare us to Liverpool here because we all have 6 Champions League, right?
Hmm.
They'll say their 1 or 2 league titles mean more than the amount of Bundesligas we won. No, it does
Hmm.
not. It really does not. What? Like,
Stinker and hook
but if you saw us
Wi-Fi.
win the Bundesliga, but if you saw us win that Bundesliga, guess what? We were celebrating ourselves, throwing beers at one another and all. You know what I mean?
Yo,
We were celebrating throwing beers at one another, bro. You get what I'm saying? Beer showers and all. Like, so listen, it still means something to our players. It's just we're more used to winning leagues than you are, bro. It's like when Real Madrid wins Champions Leagues, bro. When they win Champions Leagues nowadays, Do you see them celebrating like how PSG celebrated, or like how City celebrated, or like how
Mm-mm.
we celebrated?
Because they
No,
win it up, they
because
win
they
it
win it
majority
too
of the
many
time.
times in this decade. These crop of players, they win it too many times. They got too many.
15, 15 times, bro.
Bro,
15
bro, and in
times.
this past decade, they've won, I think, like 6 times already. Like for
Mm-hmm.
them, they're all these crop of players are used to it, bro. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? So, like, of course they're not gonna get gassed up. It's the same with us with the Bundesliga. Our crop of players are too used to winning, so we're not gonna get as gassed as like a Premier League. Bro, Man City when they did the 4P, yeah, they got happy, but did you see them get as happy as the first time around? They're like, no, it's like we're
Yep.
used to it, man. But they're still
Yep.
happy that they won. It still means something. It adds to the legacy of that club, bro. The
Exactly.
more the more you win, you add the legacy to the team. That's what it
Exactly.
is.
Exactly. Alcavin said so many players are available for the market opportunity, and we ain't taking advantage. Theo Hernandez, Mike, Michigan, Ryan Cherokee. I'm mad that Cherokee won the city, and Victor Osimhen, etc. Hate this board and Ineos with a passion. Facts. I agree with you, bro. I 100% agree with you. 100%. So Thomas Tuchel didn't deliver last season, but Vincent Company delivered this season, right? Like how
Mhm.
Company delivered this season. If he doesn't, if he doesn't deliver next season, do you want you go, are you do you want him to stay or you want him to go?
Bro, realistically,
Wi-Fi stinker and a hook.
yeah. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah,
But
no, you're
as I
good.
was saying, no. But I will take your note about the booster. I do actually have to look on a booster.
Yeah, yeah.
But I was gonna say to answer your question, I think he should have been gone already, and I'll tell you why. Because the way I view it, it's we're big Bayern Munchen, bro. When you're big Bayern
Mm-hmm.
Munchen, like winning the league is great. Again, like I mentioned, it still means something. But again, at Bayern Munchen, you should not only demand the league, you should demand more than the league.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should demand. Realistically, I'm used to seeing us win doubles, trebles. You get me? Not
Mm-hmm.
thingy a single. A single is not good enough for our standard. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? However, I do understand why he's staying because we won a trophy. Yes, we won a trophy, a league, and at the same time, there's some momentum to be built with these players and manager and all. And to be fair, one thing I will give company, and I don't think fans outside of the Bundesliga have realized this, but company to some degree, unlike at Burnley, has somewhat adapted in certain games. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
like for example, when we played against Leverkusen, we weren't as attacking as you would expect. We actually were somewhat defensive that game, and it got to a stage we had to be hella defensive towards the end of that game, and we got the 0-0, and that's in the league, and that helped us win the league towards the end because that boosted our momentum and that lowered Leverkusen's momentum. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and same when the Champions League, when we played them and beat them 5-0 on aggregate. You know what I mean? The same
Mm-hmm.
manager that getting overhyped in his Madrid, company did beat him to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
But really, I'm just trying to stick to the Bayern München standard. But realistically, company do deserve some sort of credit in certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because even though realistically I think he should be gone, but he's still here, next season we have to be more brutal as fans. And what I mean by more brutal, I mean like more realistic. Yeah. When
Mm-hmm.
it comes to setting a standard. And what I mean by that is we have to call out the BS when we see it now. Yeah. Winning the Bundesliga is not
Facts.
enough. It's not enough, bro. It has to be a double, or if I see even a sign of us not getting it, out. I don't care. Out.
Mm. High standards. Matt, just here. I respect it. You have high standard. I'm Hugh in the chat asking which national team you support.
Only, I mean, obviously it's Saudi Morocco because of the blood. However,
Mm-hmm.
um, if it's you mean Europe or South American teams or the big nations type thing in football,
Mm-hmm.
Germany just because of Bayern München players and
Mm. Right. And and Kevin, A title is still a title. Whether if it's circular, rectangular, square, a title is still a title, bro. A
Bowie
title
League
is still
owns
a
is
title.
a play, and what? And what?
Yeah, yeah. So it's a title is still a title, bro. A title is still a title. Alkevin, PSG have just proven to the world this year that Liga ain't a farmers league because they secured the
Oh,
name
scouted,
some of the
scouted.
scouted, sorry, some of the very good talent off the club in Liga. Some of the best players come in. Yeah, facts. So what he says here, I
Yeah,
support
me too.
Germany too.
Yeah.
Facts. And another thing. I seen a comment here. I mean, do you like Dortmund as well? No, he's a Bayern Munich fan. But Dortmund is basically academy for Bayern Munich. Yeah, you guys bought Lewandowski from them. You guys did buy Lewandowski from them. So
Yeah.
so but for me, bro, you have high expectations for your club. You holding your club accountable for its actions. Win me a double or win me a treble again. You feel me? But
Yeah, bro.
I feel like when like how company got Burnley relegated. I'm surprised he got the Muchin job. I'm surprised. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot that happened in the process, by the way. There's a lot.
Yeah, and I heard Pep had some involvement in it actually.
Oh, 100%, yes. So we had bare managers reject us. Like I remember, obviously Tuchel, because towards the end of the season, you had fans signing petitions saying, "You keep Pupil in," and all that because we beat Arsenal and we gave Madrid a go, and we did the Arsenal in that end of the season after beating Arsenal, put it that way.
Mm-mm.
And
Oh Lord.
I'm part of the reason for it was because there was no better managers out there at the time, for people's liking. Um, and so then we got Tuchel said he doesn't want to stay, and then next thing you know, you had likes of Ten Hag reject, Rangnick reject, bloody who else was there? What's that Italian manager who was at Brighton? I forgot his name already. Um,
Deserby.
Deserby. And then we had Nagelsmann who didn't mind joining, but then Hans Rummenigge had a lot to say about him for some reason.
Oliver Kahn is a madman, bro. He was a good goalkeeper because my uncle told me stories of Oliver Kahn, but that man is sick in the head, bro. Sick in the head, but continue.
Yeah, no, I agree. And not just him, Salih Ahmedic as well. But Oliver Kahn's the culprit for the whole sack. I agree, bro. Like, I get sack managers, but don't sack manager at that time of the season when he's doing something. Like we were up for a treble, by the way, that time, and he's still there. I never understood it. But
Hmm.
anyway, back to we just got rejected by bare managers, right? And then there's Hansi Flick, who actually had his issues with Salih Ahmedic because of the whole fact he didn't get his players. But to be fair, he was linked with Werner and bloody God knows who.
Hmm.
Yeah, so like that in itself was whatever. Even though I get why, because Werner was cooking in the Bundesliga and Havertz, similar
Hmm.
thing. But Havertz was never gonna join because of Leverkusen's policy of not selling players to Bayern. That's why the whole Verts thing went to shit.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, they're being petty. Hey, but they're being petty with Liverpool, so hold that. So anyway, we get rejected by bare managers.
Liverpool, yes.
But yeah, anyway, getting rejected by all these managers. Then there's Flick, right? And I mentioned all these, and he was about to solve his problems with Uli Hoeneß because he had a problem with Uli Hoeneß because of all the things I mentioned earlier, with
Hmm.
the whole issue with him with Sally. And then Max Erbel, our current director, decided let's go for a younger manager. Let's go
Mm.
for Vincent Company. Attacking
Hmm.
style, young manager, up and coming, all this stuff. He saw a potential in him despite getting relegated. So
Hmm.
then Bayern München Supervisory Board, obviously, so to make sure that Erbel's word was, gospel to them, you know, who better to call than a guy who coached him, Pep Guardiola.
Guardi-
They called
Pep
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 Guardiola.
Pep Joseph Guardiola, yes. Pep
Because he's
Joseph
coached us,
Guardiola.
and Pep Guardiola said good things about him. So then they're like, okay, let's just get company. Buy him off Burnley. Boom. Get him. That's how it happened, bro.
Tell them again, Alkavin. Tell them again, Alkavin. Bro, we talk about FC Bayern. So I need you to tell the people about Al Hilal.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Al Hilal, bro, my Saudi club. It's a club that actually is the Real Madrids of Asia. For those who don't know, we've won four Asian Champions Leagues, um, which is
Oh
most of
my
any other
god.
club.
Uh-huh.
Uh, wait,
Bless
wait.
up yourself, chicken lover. Yeah.
Oh, I just read this thing, man. So make
Yeah,
sure to remind
yeah,
me about
yeah,
that.
yeah. I know, because he. This is an Aston Villa fan. His name is Chicken Lover, and you might, Emery is a boss of Aston Villa.
Brother, I'll be honest with you. First of all, congrats, yeah, that from that game. But I do want to let you know you caught us at the right place at the right time, bro. Because if it was played in a different circumstance, you ain't beating us, bro. But hey, congratulations on that. I know you want to bring up the Champions League final. It's okay. It's okay. I don't know what year you were born, but that was in 1982. You know, I can go far and bring up us. I can go back and bring up the three-peat that nobody wants to talk about from 1974 to 76. You know, done back to back to back. You know, I can do that too, bro. But you know what? You want to bring up Emery owner? By the way, Emery owning us was only done one time with your club. So if that makes you feel any better, cool. But yeah, just remember the fact that we're still in Europe. You're not, bro. And
Nah, man, he's Zahir. He's cool though. He's cool.
I
Trust
know.
me.
I just
No,
I like
no,
to throw a little bit of
no, 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 no. One thing.
a bit of a calma. You get me?
I,
A
I,
bit of
I,
a calma.
I know. Chicken Villa is Chicken Lover is cool, bro. Like he's been a Villa fan all his life, bro. I remember one night I was in the chat, I was doing a stream. He was talking that, yo, my club is this and this. He said, bro, at least you see your club lift almost every trophy. I seen my club got relegated on 18 points. So he's a Villa fan, true and true. So
Oh yeah.
you
By
know
the
what I
way,
mean?
yeah. By the way, that Villa project is still a good project. I have to say, they've been doing
Yeah,
a
yeah,
good
yeah, yeah. I see Unai Emery lifting them the Europa League this season.
again, bro. As I
Yo, give me
said,
1 second. Yeah, give me 1 second.
as I said before, that was not with your club though. The one time that he owned us was with yours, and the other time with Villarreal, PSG too. You know, when Neymar and Dani Alves and who's the other guy that scored against us too? Cavani. Yeah. Don't worry, bro. I've seen this before, bro, and I understand his style of play is good for countering ours. He's one of those managers that get overly disrespected. You have a good manager, bro. You made the Champions League quarterfinal for a reason, but calma, man. Man said PSG don't count oil club, bro. You can't be doing this though. You can't be doing this. Every single scenario in football needs to be counted. Come on now, what are we doing, man? But yeah, man. Listen, man. It's your all prerogatives in it. Like I can't help man that can't help themselves in it. Um, People think Prem is the only top league in the world, but really, truly, the best player of all the like. Now answering about Al Hilal. Al Hilal is one of the biggest clubs in. Actually, it's the biggest club in Saudi, Asia, let alone Saudi. Because we won the most Champions Leagues for 19 league titles, and we've won 11 Saudi Kings Cup, which is an equivalent to the FA Cup over here in Saudi. And now Al Ittihad they just won this season's edition, and they've now won behind us with 10. But anyway, with Al
Mhm.
Hilal though, we've made signings over the years, just like Al Nasr have, just like Al Ittihad, just like Al Ahli, and now you're seeing other clubs make signings as well. Like our
Yeah.
players, our players that we signed aren't like we had Neymar come in, we had Neves and Milinkovic Savic come in, we've had Bruno come in, Koulibaly come in, um, we've had And this is just since the whole thing started with players coming to Saudi, by the way, like since Ronaldo joined. I'm mentioned because we've had some players before. Like, do you remember Benfitembi Gomez? Do you
I
remember
don't.
Benfitembi?
No, no, I don't. I don't remember
He
him.
used to play for Swansea and he used to do that lion celebration every time he scored.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Anyone here remembers Benfitembi Gomez in the chat? I'm sure somebody must remember him, surely. But he's a French striker that became a legend at the club. And then he went
Mm.
to Galatasaray. And I actually met him. He's a nice guy, funny guy too. Um, do you know Andre Carrillo from Peru?
The name sounds very familiar to me. Yes,
Yeah,
but
he used to play
but
for.
I have to see the I have to see like an image to like remember.
Actually, let me show you images of the Gomez and yeah, okay, Hugh gets it. Let me show you Benfitembi Gomez. Oh shit, yeah. And now he's playing in someone in Japan. So this was the player at the time. In Swansea.
Okay,
He
okay, okay, okay.
he used to play at Al Hilal as well. He's a legendary player with us. There's another one, the Carrillo guy. This is Andre Carrillo. Uh, he's more known for what he did with Peru, I think, because they had a decent run Copa Americas and that.
Mm-hmm.
He was at Al Hilal as well, and he went to Khatsi. Now he went elsewhere. I think he went to Neom now.
Mm.
And then Saudi names, we have Sami Jabber. We have now Salim Al-Dosari. We have Ali Blade, defender. We have we had a Korean defender named Yoon Soo. I don't think you guys would know.
Mm.
Yasser Shahrani. But like a lot of the players from that Saudi national team that played in the World Cup were or still are at Al Hilal. A good portion of them were or still at Al Hilal.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And with Al Hilal, I mean, we are, I think, the only club out of the clubs that's owned by PIF that don't really have a foreign director. And we like to operate a lot of things in a local way. However, recently, we have been making a lot of international deals. Like we made one with the Zone recently, especially now that we're in the Club World Cup. I think that played a role. So now we have a sponsorship deal with the Zone themselves.
You mean Dizonia Spania?
No, the Zone, like the Zone, the broadcasting streaming thing.
Okay, 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 okay,
Yeah,
okay.
provide. Yeah. Um. So Al Hilal, there's this whole myth of Al Hilal that Al Hilal got players rejected to Al Hilal this summer so far, like the Brunos, the Ossimens, and the Theo Hernandez's, because of the fact that we don't like to push our market internationally, which is such a false statement because we started doing that. We used to not like to do it. Now we like to do it. And we're open to doing these things. So this whole thing makes no sense. I think it's just Ronaldo fans trying to push the whole Ronaldo thing, saying they're bigger than El Hilal. This, especially the foreign fans that don't know anything about Saudi history at all.
Bro,
Like
bro,
I'm,
bro, bro, I live in America, bro, and I don't know much about much about Saudi. You know when I really started learning about Saudi is when Ronaldo went over there, Neymar went over there, Kareem Benzema went over there, and like a few British managers went over there, and then
yeah,
like the boxing and everything. I don't really know much, so I'm not gonna say like, oh, I've
yeah.
been knew this, I've been knew that.
But some people do that. But some people do that. Some people do this thing is because, by the way, Nasser, there's a funny story. You know
Yeah.
Nasser's nickname. Hey, by the way, hey Kevin, because I know you like Ronaldo and he's a Nasser player, whatever. And Nasser, their nickname is called Al Alami. Do you know what Al Alami means? Al Alami means the worldly. Do you know why they were called that? Funny
Why?
story. I believe long time ago when Barack Obama was president of the United States, I
Mm-hmm.
believe one of Al Nasser's representatives met him
Mm-hmm.
long time ago and he talked to Obama about the club. And all of a sudden, that he said that this club is like the worldly.
Hmm.
So
Oh,
basically, the whole club became known as Al Alami because of Barack Obama.
wait a minute, Rasta. I bet you haven't never ever tasted.
By the way, dates taste good, bro. But by
No,
the way,
no, I haven't. I
also
haven't. I
people
haven't.
taste Saudi dates. Saudi dates are the best dates, bro. Yeah.
No, no, no. Hey, bro, seriously, if you could mail me some from Saudi, from I'm
You
dead
know, bro,
serious.
if you live in the NYC, right?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
listen, bro. There may come a time I go to NYC. If I do, I'll bring dates just for you, bro.
All right, all right. Say less.
I've been
Say,
there
say
before,
less.
so there's gonna come a time, bro, that I want to go NYC and all them. I'll get you dates, bro. Don't worry.
All right, all right, all right. Yo, listen. The oil lord might come my way, people. Pause. 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 I can't believe I said that. Definite pause for that. Definite. Yeah, I'm glad Prime is not in the chat because he say he'll say he'll say he'll clip that. But no,
Oh,
Lumen, I never.
I know. Yeah, Prime clips everything. That guy.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he clips everything, bro.
yeah. But I never tried dates in general. But yeah, man. Listen, I'll allow, bro. I don't know much of. I know about European clubs. I don't know much about Saudi clubs, like Ronaldo going over there, all the other. But bro, I tell you this though. I've watched the interview with Ivan Tony, and he said, "Yo, people may think it's a farmers league, this and that. No, no, it's not." Ivan Tony said, "No, it's not. It's competitive. It's elite."
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and it,
but players take that league seriously. Players take
yeah.
that league. Some, yeah, like it's ridiculous, bro. Man said, well, by the time I go to New York, I'll be there.
By the time
That's mad.
goes to New York, Rasta wouldn't it would have already heard. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, bro, I'm not gonna lie. When you man said that to me yesterday, I'm like, wait.
Whoa, wait.
What? Bro, I'm like, what? I'm like, who are you, man, in the chat? I'm sorry, that was funny though.
Bless, not bless,
But
bro.
bro, I would move to would I move to Thailand to experience that for like maybe for like 3, 4, 5 years? Hell yes! To have guards and hell yes, bro. Thank you, thank me, thank you, Lumen, for sure, for sure, for sure. Rasta needs
Yeah, bro. Calma, brother. Calma. Yeah, because
calma,
I think
calma, calma.
some people need to calma. But hey, listen, big up, Kevin. But like, I'll be
Yeah,
real, bro. We know
yeah,
exactly what that guy meant. We don't want to go through that.
yeah, bro. I've heard some stories over there, bro. I've heard stories, bro,
Yeah. Same, bro. My
and
friend's there for vacation right now, bro. You know what I mean? So
wow. And bro, I heard you can't go over there and do dumb shit. They will lock you up. They
anyway,
will lock you up.
yeah, but I know you ain't attacking me, brother. I'm aware, bro. Don't worry. I'm aware. I'm aware.
Yeah, yeah,
I
you're
know
good, man. You're
I
good.
laugh for a reason, bro. So yeah, man. Listen, it is what it is. It is what it is, bro. Listen, bro. Listen. But with Al Hilal, like people need to
Mhm.
understand, like Al Hilal's that type of club. Like when they don't win stuff, which we haven't last season, we're just gonna we're gonna go all guns blazing to try to get players in. Now I have to admit, this summer I've not been happy with how they've approached it in a way
Yeah.
that like the Osimhen thing. I'm sure everyone knows about it.
Hmm.
Why are we bending ourselves backwards for a guy who's getting enough more than enough money? Anyone else would have probably taken it, but with this guy, he's not taking it. And the mad thing about it as well, he didn't even want to go to Saudi anyway. Like he didn't even want to come here anyway. So why are we pushing it? Like you pushing it just so it's like you were not wrong for offering him money because you want to be ambitious to go get a forward. Fine, no problem. But then you bent yourself backwards, and this is an example of why two extremes is not. They're both bad. Like we did. So well, I talked about. Wait, what do you mean it cost him £450?
No, because listen, he says Saeed and Big Steve use Uber from Manchester to Heathrow. Content pays, bro. So from Heathrow from Heathrow to Manchester, that's like about 450 pounds.
Oh yeah, I
So
wouldn't be sure, bro. I mean, they're traveling to from Manchester to London, like. Well, I still find it mad that the PIF owns 25% of Heathrow. By the way,
I didn't know that.
bro, it's
I
the
didn't know
truth.
that.
Imagine, bro. I study aviation management, so that's why I know, bro.
Mm,
PIF owns 25% of Heathrow, bro, in the UK.
it's a lot of that, bro. How much money does Heathrow generate a year?
Bro, I don't even know. I don't know, but it's mad.
Mm,
Yeah, bro, it's crazy.
yeah.
It's crazy.
But
It's crazy.
continue, bro. Continue, bro.
No, but by the way, with Al Hilal, like usually we operate like with purpose and ambition. You know what I mean? And we
Hmm.
usually like to do a lot of things like the local way. It's only now recently that we've been going through like the international route of doing business, which is good,
Hmm.
by the way, because that way you generate more money from outside, but you can also contribute in whatever way you want. Two can make one, bro. You know what I mean? Two can tango, bro. You know what I mean? And it's just with Hilal, bro. Um, for me, I'm just concerned about winning as well over here because that's what we're
Mm.
known for. In Asia, most dominant. In Saudi, most dominant. You know what I mean? Even though people like to say Nasser bigger because they have Ronaldo, it's more so the Ronaldo stands. No due respect. Uh, and yeah, listen, I will say though, one credit to Ronaldo is he has paved the way for a lot of players to come here. He's really paved the
Facts. Facts. And Neymar quoted that too. Neymar quoted that. Neymar
yeah.
quoted that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. One thing I have to say, and us beating Argentina also played a role. Both play because by the way, we beat Argentina before Ronaldo decided to join, if you remember.
Mm.
Like, and that
Mm.
was when Ronaldo and you guys were having a fallout. So
Yeah, I remember because of Ten Haram on the board.
mm. Yeah, well, you know what's mad about the human rights thing, Kevin, right? I was driving by, saw some human rights building, yeah, and the first thing I thought, but we have human rights problem, guys. Human rights problem, guys. Like it made no sense, and people need to understand, right? People don't understand the context of certain laws and certain rules. Like back then, we used to go by Hijri law, and we still do to a degree, right? Um, it just has loosened a bit, and Hijri law, or not Hijri law, what's it called? Sharia law. Why am I saying Hijri? Hijri as in I'm saying year. Hijri is a year. Sharia law. We were going by Sharia law, and they've loosened it now. Sharia law being implemented, right? And the Sharia law basically is the Islamic law. But people took that out of context, say, oh, no human rights, this, no human rights, this, no human rights, that. Like, it never made sense to me, bro. It never made sense. Bro, these laws that have been placed, by the way, are reasons to why, and I said this to you yesterday, Rasta, I said this to you yesterday, and I said this to Kevin.
Hmm.
Like, it's the reason to why we are living in a safer environment than the West do.
Mm.
It's just the truth.
Mm.
Like, the only thing I can think of that's unsafe in the Saudi is the driving. Wallahi, that's the only thing unsafe really I can think of. And a few areas within our country, within a city of Saudi, literally very few areas that not many people even go to, unless they go for like wrong, you know, sticky reasons or sketchy reasons. You know what I mean? But majority of the areas are safe. You can walk around 3, 4, 5 a.m. in the morning, chilled. Why? Because the laws and rules are in place and people know and understand it. That's the truth. So when people
I,
say
I,
human rights this, I never understood it. And then people bring up women's rights. Did you know that they choose to cover themselves. You know when people say they have no rights to like show their hair, right? That's the
Mm-hmm.
furthest thing from the truth because they choose to cover themselves. Because in our culture, how we view it usually is you have your own beauty, try to cover it so people don't see it, so people don't gaze too much, so people don't disrespect when have a look at you. You understand? Or
Mm-hmm.
so people don't do too much when they have a look at you. But
Mm-hmm.
people take that as a wrong thing when in reality they choose, like they think we force them to do that when in reality they choose to cover up, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the whole thing is a myth with this whole human rights thing. Personally, like I had to bring that up because Kevin did bring it up in the chat,
Mm-hmm.
and it's true, bro.
All right. All right, people. All right. Hey, listen. We talk football, FC Bayern. We dabbled a little bit in Al Hilal, and Zahir confirmed. Not. I wouldn't say he confirmed, but Zahir basically put some truths to speculation. And man, listen, you heard it from Zahir, man. You hear it from the oil lord himself.
Yeah,
Not
bro.
everything you hear, you must believe. Not everything you hear, you must believe. He says they cover themselves because it's a choice for them because they choose to. And he also said where he lives in Saudi, it is very safe. And this is coming from the oil lord himself. Zahir.
By the way, can I also say one more thing?
Yes.
One more thing I do have to say.
Hmm.
I've met a lot of foreigners here,
Hmm.
America, Canada, UK, you name it, Germany. They all had the view just like everybody outside. They pulled up
Hmm.
to Saudi and they changed their mind. Some even want to live here. They feel more
Mm.
safe.
Mm. So,
Here,
bro,
the UAE, Bahrain, Qatar, the Middle East as a whole. How come? Kuwait, you know what I mean? Like
hmm.
that's something I have to oppose to the people because
Mm.
we get a lot of bad images over here. So from the
Mm.
other side,
So Zahir just put fact to myth, facts to myth, and people.
mystified. Yeah.
I want to apologize for the late start. I want to thank Zahir for still rocking up, still showing up to do this thing with me, man. And I would like to have Zahir on again. Now we know the perfect time for us to do streams, etc. And people, you never know when Zahir will be back again. But I'm letting y'all know Zahir is welcome here anytime on the street. So on that note, people, I'm gonna wrap the show up because I have a show to do with Alcavin, you know. And then after that show with Alcavin, I'm heading straight to work. But you man them, if you have not subscribed to Zahir's channel, his link is in the channel description. You feel me, people? He's on his way to 1,000 subs. He has 909 subscribers. He's almost at 1,000 people. So if you could go over there, subscribe to his channel. He talks about FC Bayern. He talks about Al Hilal. He talks about WWE, which I haven't watched for years, and
Yeah, yeah.
he's very entertaining, and he's connected and linked with so many other YouTubers, bro. Man has a stacked panel over his channel most of the time. So
Mm.
go and show this brother some support, man. Go and show him some support because at the end of the day, people, we all here just to watch, support, and entertain you guys, man. And we appreciate you, man, in the chat as always. You know. So people, Zahir will be back. I don't know when Zahir will be back. It could be tomorrow, next month, next week, next year, whatever. But just know y'all gonna see Zahir again. But in the meantime, go over there and subscribe to his channel, man. Man's been putting in work for days on days on days. So on that note, Zahir, anything else you want to say before we end the show?
No, bro, just big up to you for having me on. It's been a pleasure chatting to you, bro.
Hmm.
Trying to trying to give my views and educate some people about my part of the world as
Hmm.
well in the process.
Hmm.
Talk about Bayern and all. Like, pleasure, bro. And you're always
Hmm.
welcome on mine as well, brother.
Facts, facts,
Guys,
facts.
listen, subscribe, like for this stream. Do the same in Kev's stream going on. Guessing you redirecting to him. Big up to you guys, man. And big up to everyone in the chat, man. Every G in the chat, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes, people, yes, people. So on that note, man, them. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace out. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And sub to Zahir's channel. Sub to my channel. Sub to Alcovin channel. And we out of here, folks. We out of here.
See you later.
Yeah, bro.